And here we go. The Cards and the home whites control the tip. Duke in the road blues.
And you just look right off the bat, depth. Duke's depth, their ability to defend, could really wear down Louisville, who is depleted in so many ways.
Going with their 5th different starting lineup tonight. And have really been playing a rotation of 7 players since the injury to Case and Pryor. Late in the shot clock. And Hadley scoops it to the hoop for 2. Meanwhile, this Duke team led by 3 superstar freshmen, the only team in the ACC so far this year to start 3 true freshmen.
And I think the Duke team, if you're thinking about comparisons, I kind of compare them to Kentucky, the Anthony Davis team, where they were incredibly young and talented, but they were unselfish, and that's what made them so good.
Tyrese Proctor is having an exceptional start to the year. His shooting is a big part of that.
He's been remarkable. I think he's got to be that guy that just knocks down open shots, creates space on the floor, because the weapons on the floor need space.
And there's a foul on the floor. I believe it's going to go against Cooper Flagg.
When you're able to pull one out, especially in front of your own crowd, which was a terrific crowd for a non-conference game, but it was one of the best basketball games you're probably going to see all year.
Duke's already played 4 games against top 25 teams. Coming into the day, Louisville still receiving votes as Hepburn tries a 3 and puts it in.
Good patience to start. That's what you've got to do to feel out this Duke defense. You don't want to rush. You don't want to attack too much. Good patience, good ball movement. Everybody's gotten involved. They're sharing it. They're reading what the defense is giving you.
Kneppel cannot answer. Hepburn, this team's leading scorer, and has done a little bit of everything this year for Louisville, particularly with the shortened lineup due to all the injuries. And that's a travel on.
More responsibility, the responsibility to be a playmaker. I think there are some guys, especially the experienced guys, that they actually step up a little bit more when given more responsibility. Chucky Hepburn's been one of those guys. Also has great hair.
Maybe the best in college basketball. Here's Proctor. And Maluak with the rebound.
And that's part of the hope that I think this fan base is looking for under Pat Kelsey. Good start.
Here comes Rain Smith, one of 2 College of Charleston transfers to come over with the head coach, Pat Kelsey, in his first year at Louisville.
Did Pat Kelsey stop moving at shoot-around?
He did not.
He did not.
Neither has his point guard to start the game. Hepburn off the mark, and the tap back is good for James Scott.
Yeah, really good start for Louisville. They just have to maintain this level of attack, but also the level of patience. Discipline on the defensive end. They've been there to get rebounds. That's going to be key throughout.
James is stripped. And here comes Hepburn with numbers. Smith, the 3.
You know, the layout is when something big happens, the place erupts, and we as broadcasters want you watching to feel what we're feeling. So I shut up there for a while. That doesn't happen this early in the game.
For John Crispin.
Rarely happens ever, but giving you the advantage here. And it's been discipline on the defensive end. Not chasing, not taking too many chances, being in position to rebound, making everything difficult, not impossible for Duke.
Proctor a 3. Well contested. And Duke scoring drought now nearing 3 minutes.
A contested rebound.
Hadley coughs it up. Flagg tips it to his man, Malik Brown, who is tripped by James Scott.
They want the hope, but they don't want this program to be a circus. And that's no disrespect. If anything, I'm giving the program respect. This is one of the best programs in college basketball history. And it's good to see Pat Kelsey come in here, really stabilize, and then inject hope into this fan base.
Under 10 to shoot. And that stops a 3-minute scoring drought on the made 3 by Caleb Foster. Right back the other way. Roofs, the freshman, is fouled.
It's hard. Like, you know, Matt Painter always said, get old, stay old. That's hard to do. nearly impossible these days. You want to have an experienced group, but you also need to get time on the floor together. I mean, understanding how to play is key, but understanding how to play together and learning the dynamics, it's important.
Flag, man, first touch in the paint, pays it off.
He's got a really cool demeanor, and he's one of the most competitive guys you're going to come across, but he doesn't yell and scream about it.
Kenai Rubes was fouled on the drive. End of this month, early next month at the latest. But boy, they have been put through the ringer injury-wise.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously, there's the obvious on the surface, which is Case and Pryor makes you better and more competitive, particularly in this matchup. But on the other side, not having bodies to be competitive in practice while you're building a program. I think that's one of the bigger challenges for Pat Kelsey.
Deep three from Foster. And there's a foul on the floor.
It's going to stay here.
Against Javon Hadley.
And so when a shot goes up, they're there in position to rebound.
Flag coming off that double-double in the win against Auburn. Quiet to start, just one shot. Proctor, fadeaway. That was silky by the third year for the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's one you can live with. That's good defense, just a tough shot made.
Hepburn, step back three. Yes, sir! Flag thinking about it. Really tough shot. And the rebound Rubes. And that's
something.
So you didn't agree with the call?
No, I mean, look, I think I would like the blow the whistle and be like, yo, both of you clean it up. I like that one. It's the cop that pulls you over and gives you a warning.
And that's a travel for...
Yo, it's both ways. He kind of ran in front of me as I'm trying to go. So I like the warning. I'm sure the head of officials doesn't like the warning, but I do.
That fits with your MO.
It does.
Going against the grain a little bit. That's a three for Rubes.
Confidence is compounding. You can see it. Confident group for Louisville.
Largest lead of the night is quickly cut into on the floater by Foster, stopping a 6-0 Louisville run. And for a team that has struggled so much to shoot the three, John, they have already hit some big ones, 4 of 5 in the first half.
But they've gotten good looks. It's just a matter of keep shooting them and shoot them with confidence.
5 to shoot. Hepburn. Waterman. Fans thought that should have been a double dribble. Flag off the mark. Rapid pace to start this game in Louisville. And that touched the line.
It's the different guys are going to get to within the different actions. He's different too much, though. I bet.
I'm not counting. To your point, though, Duke's already played 9 players in this game. Mason Gillis on the floor for the first time, the Purdue transfer. Here's Isaiah Evans off the bounce. And Malawatch a second chance. Foster from 3.
The rebounding position's been terrific. And that's something that they have to continue to be good on the defensive glass.
Terrence Edwards from downtown.
Take as many of those as you can get.
It's going back
in your neighborhood. You figure out each other. You make more shots when you know each other. The rhythm is consistent. They will develop a consistent rhythm and they will make more shots. And then you recruit to how you play.
Meanwhile, Duke 0 for their last 4 on this side of the floor.
I say it all the time. How you play is your best recruiter nowadays.
Sion James could not get the layup in, and now here comes Edwards.
Edwards' game is like that. Like, he could be wild at times, but he could be really effective. And sometimes the wild part of him makes him dangerous. Sometimes to yourselves, but that's okay. You live with it. I actually covered him at JMU last year.
Rain Smith again from the top of the key.
Yeah, I'd say they're committed to it.
The lob to Malowatch and the hammer from the big fella. How about that for a response?
Yeah, there were some Louisville fans here by us that gave the gooey face on that one. That was spectacular. And this is not a great offensive lineup for Duke.
Hadley rolling to the basket. Wide open Edwards. Cashes in from downtown.
Really good recognition from Hadley there. He had all the defense in the paint. Someone's got to be open. He had the patience and poise to find him.
James. Rebound Hepburn. Numbers.
You thought something was happening there, didn't you?
Thought he was going to let it go.
He stood up.
Hepburn's thinking about it.
Nope.
Way off the mark. Over the 7-2 Malowatch.
Like, Duke's going to have to operate to score with this group.
3 subs waiting to come on. And another turnover. Here comes Rain Smith. Edwards off the bounce. And is rejected, but a foul first. Here comes Cooper Flag. Gives it up to Knipple. Through contact, puts it in. Just their second made bucket on the last 8 trips down the floor for the Blue Devils.
No, part of it is they've been playing against the set defense, and it's a different game. Up and down, the way the Auburn game was played, it was a playmaker's game. Wow. Wow.
The reigning Sun Belt Player of the Year is having himself a first half in Louisville. Flag up and under.
It's a really tough finish. I mean, to go up there, hang, body control, presence of mind, to kind of sneak through the defense and finish there at the front of the rim. He makes big-time plays look really easy.
Maybe that's why so many people have him as their number 1 overall pick.
There's some guys out there. They're good.
Oh, he will certainly not be without competition as this season moves along, as Flag gives it up to Gillis. And that's a 3 for the Purdue transfer, playing in his
smaller lineup for Duke, if you could even call it that. Goodness gracious.
For the tallest team in the country, according to KenPom.
And everyone has a wingspan like twice their height. When did that happen?
They average 6'7" on this team. Here's Ruth trying to go over the top of Tyrese Proctor. It off with Clemson, taking on Wake Forest at 4 p.m. Eastern, all on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. 10-point lead for Louisville, less than 8 to go in the opening half. Looking for their first top 10 win since 2020 against Duke. Knipple draws a foul. And it will go against the College of Charleston to play. Yes, something interesting by John Crispin. You feel like he plays like a junior.
Yeah, like the game is slower for him. He doesn't have to play at an incredibly fast pace. He doesn't have to run as fast and be as explosive as everybody else to get where he wants to go. I actually said something else. I don't know if it'd be offensive enough.
He's running free, tipped by Hadley. And now Proctor resets with 20 on the shot clock. Proctor sizing up the freshman. Gives it to Flagg. Those were the finishes he was making with regularity against Auburn.
That's such a tough cover because he just catches and goes, and he also gets really low on the drive, which is rare for a guy 6'10".
Hadley had it jarred loose. Hepburn, right place, right time. 10 to shoot. Smith contested. Way off. Waterman with 5. Got to get it up. Roots will not. That's rejected by Malik Brown, but first. Duke has been the best defense in the country, according to Ken Powell, so far this season.
I think a big part of that is their length and ability to defend the 3, and it's funny considering how good Louisville's been from 3 today.
Flagg just staying with it, finds Knipple, and the 3 ball has not been there for Duke, now just 3 of 13. Hepburn draws a foul on Mason Gillis, and 2 shots come.
Had them Friday night against West Virginia. Good West Virginia team that Louisville beat, but Georgetown will figure it out under Ed Cooley. They will be a much, much better program. It's a matter of time.
Year 2 under Cooley, a little bit more firepower in D.C. on that roster. Knipple off the back iron. Terrence Edwards pushing for now. Edwards against Flagg, and the scoop shot is good. Edwards in double figures with 11. Foster back the other way, and he draws contact, and 2 shots.
Success is merely the byproduct of doing a lot of little things right for the right reasons. Winners understand what that's all about.
You surprised to see this score with 4:55 to go in the first half?
Yes. I'm not going to lie about that. Lie about something else. But
Edwards has been a key piece. Had it stripped by Brown. The 9th Louisville turnover. Open 3 for Foster. And he pays it off from deep.
Every turnover turns into points for Duke, and that's something you've got to look at. If you're Louisville, say we just have to take care of the basketball, be efficient offensively, get our defense set.
This score would be a whole lot different if you cut those turnovers in half.
I could think of a few things, but
when you're hungry,
your first world problems are
under
glorious.
3-year-old kids are hungry.
That too.
10-point Louisville lead.
Some of us are decent enough people not to take our kids out.
Flagg had a tip. James keeps it alive. Proctor back to Flagg. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay here.
Far. I think that's what Louisville fans should have hope about.
Proctor with 3. Kick out James. Rims in a 3 to beat the buzzer.
That's Tyrese Proctor. I mean, you get space. He's hard to cover, hard to contain.
Edwards draws 3. Leads to an open Waterman. And now here comes Proctor. Catch and shoot. Evans off the mark. Tapped away by Cooper Flagg. That's just a heady play by the 17-year-old. Counted in the foul. 3rd on Noah Waterman. He goes to the bench, and it's a smaller lineup for Louisville now.
And if you're Louisville, you really want momentum headed into halftime. I mean, you played such a good first half. You want to maintain the momentum all the way into half and coming out of the tunnel.
They have shot over 60% from 3. That's why this game ballooned to a 14-point Louisville lead. Hadley will try from downtown. Tap back, James Scott. Smith. And last touch by the Blue Devils. It'll stay here. Hepburn operating. Tough finish, won't go. Numbers for Duke if they want it. Hepburn behind the play.
Took out Pat Driscoll.
Deep 3. And right back the other way come the Cards. Playing at a rapid pace still despite the shortened bench. Edwards with 5. Well defended. Rebound, Sion James. Contact, no call. 3-on-2 for Louisville. Edwards trapped on the baseline. Might have gotten it deflected by Isaiah Evans. Flag through contact. Sips it out to Proctor. And Hepburn just calms everybody down with 90 seconds to go.
Smart. You can really wear down the defense here with a good offensive possession, but also Louisville's gotten good things off their offensive action in the half court.
Hepburn, spin cycle. Tough shot off the back iron. Crowd thought there might have been an offensive foul on Flag. And now Proctor's going to calm it down for Duke. Flag on the smaller Smith. Long. 6-0 Duke run, but it's been over the last 3 minutes. Not a lot of made shots during that stretch.
Somewhat of a little break in the game for Louisville, but again, you want to finish strong.
Edwards. And now effectively Duke can hold for the last shot.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the one. I like aggressiveness. That just wasn't the one. Sometimes Edwards puts it on the deck too soon, and then you're almost committed to having to make a play. I think either way, you feel good about this half if you're Louisville because you have a lot to clean up, and you're likely going in with a lead.
5 on the timer for Cooper Flag. Proctor with 3. Well defended by Chucky Hepburn. And they will not. Half a second on the game clock. Hadley got it off. Sick. Great basketball game, particularly early in the season.
Good for basketball, too, college basketball.
And that is what Duke is coming off of into this game against a hungry Louisville team, though depleted. Didn't look like it in the first half. Shot over 50% from downtown.
Hungry team, and I feel like a starving fan base for good basketball.
Noah Waterman back on the floor for Louisville to start the half with 3 fouls. Smith off the mark. Cooper Flag with the rebound. He was limited to just 7 points on 3 of 8 in the first half.
You still get the sense he's going to find his.
No doubt.
He's also a terrific just playmaker. He understands how to play the game and maximize everybody else around him.
Flag off the bounce. Help comes from Hepburn. Maybe forced an off-balance shot.
Oh, good read by Hepburn. Just reading the spin and being there as he spins, forcing him back over to the left shoulder. It's a tougher shot, fading away to your right.
Hadley off the mark. Louisville on a 5-minute scoring drought if you count the last 4.5 minutes of the first half. As Sion James takes it in and draws a foul on James Scott. And a lot of folks across the country very happy that SMU, despite their loss to Clemson last night, is in the playoff field.
I mean, we've said it before, I love going down to SMU. I've been there a lot when they were in the American. Really interesting to see what they'll do in the ACC. One thing I do know is if finances matter, they have it to compete.
Hadley ends the scoring drought with Louisville's 9th 3 of the game. Flag. Extra pass to Knipple. That is rejected by Waterman. Inside, Waterman sent away. Sion James recovering. And Knipple goes right around Smith.
Knipple's so good he doesn't have to leave his feet. Just uses his body, creates contact, absorbs other contact, and barely has to leave his feet to finish.
Oh, what is that? Magic trick by Hepburn finding
like to see him on the block at some point, just given how they're defending him. He's such a good passer, you have to think they'll bring a double. He's got the matchup advantage, but around the perimeter, not as much.
And that's a foul on Hepburn, who is such a... And you hear how his hometown crowd feels about it. Only the first foul on the Wisconsin transfer. Second on the team.
Well, if you know anything about Wisconsin, they don't foul. It's like Virginia. ACC fans know that. Virginia doesn't foul.
Under 10 to shoot for Flag. Here's Proctor, tough fadeaway, rims in. And Proctor with 7 points.
Yeah, Proctor's really needed. I mean, he's a playmaker. He can create his own shot, and at times he's going to have to do just that.
Now Edwards going right back into the grill of Knipple and forces his shot down.
I'm telling you, unorthodox in a way, tough shots, and somehow gets him to go.
Flag on the ground after contact. Knipple trapped, finds Flag for 3. Bang! Might that be the shot to get Cooper Flag going in the second half? Open 3 for Hadley. Proctor with a little Jordan shove. And now Smith fouled on the rebound.
Jordan didn't push off. It happens because the defense is all over the offensive player. So I like that sense. You let it go. It was a physical defensive play. A lot of hands.
Kenai Rubes draws a foul on Cooper Flag, and that is number... Well said. Back at the Yum Center, ACC opener, Chucky Hepburn almost winning it back for Louisville, who leads by 4.
Should like Louisville picking up and going a little bit more full court pressure. Just again, disrupt. Disrupt has a cumulative effect. And
doing it with 7 players in the rotation. Flag, a helter-skelter shot, got his own miss. Under 10 to shoot. And the rebound, James Scott.
I still think Duke needs to do that more. Just pick up, apply pressure, just pick the tempo of the game up a bit.
Edwards well defended by Proctor, and they're going to tag the junior with his second foul. Where are you going offensively if you're Louisville, who's won for its last 9 from 3?
I think it's just Chucky Hepburn's got to turn a corner and make a play. If you get a switch, you can't pick up your dribble. Stick with it. Make Cooper Flag work.
Here he is with 10. Defended by Flag. Smith from downtown.
Sometimes the struggles on offense are not because you're struggling offensively. It's because Duke is locked in and they're a tremendous defensive team.
Number 1 in defensive efficiency in the country, according to Ken Pop. Foster off the mark. And another rebound by James Scott. Roots from the corner hits from downtown.
Just back to the point, I think it's got to be Chucky Hepburn. He's attracting secondary defenders. Those are the guys that make everybody else better. He's going to create scoring opportunities. The rest, it comes down to making shots.
Foster tries to respond.
Did that hit the top of it?
It sure did.
All right.
Hepburn, usually so tough.
Guys like Flag are there because of their length, but not there to take the shot away or deter it.
Duke approaching a 3-minute drought without a point. Flag lost it. 10 to shoot. Foster with 5. And was there a kick ball in there?
No foul. That tells me if I'm a player, I attack off the bounce.
Flag catch and shoot. Long. Rebound Foster. Reload for Proctor. And now Edwards. Dribbles out of the double team and is pushed by Duke. A quick breather. I mean, he has been playing at an elite pace.
They better be quick. Just somebody dribble drive here. See if you can get the call.
Badly backdoor pass. Edwards with 5. Into the chest of Knipple. Really tough shot, won't go. Duke dealing with foul trouble. 3 players with 3 fouls. Cooper Flagg remains on the floor. And for now, so does Tyrese Proctor.
I think Proctor's got to be your guy to really create some offense here.
With the basketball. 5 to shoot. Proctor gets around Smith and a nifty finish.
You know, he's got that in him, that playmaking ability, shot-making ability.
Edwards. Oh, yes. Looked out of control.
Yes.
Regathered control and puts it down.
Those are the hardest guys to cover. It's like in football, covering a broken play. It's hard.
Leads all scorers with 15. 12 minutes to play. Louisville maintaining a lead. Proctor right to the rim.
Yeah, I love that they recognize Proctor's the guy. If you get him in somewhat of an ISO situation there on a flare screen, he made the right decision and attacked. It doesn't feel like Louisville has the lead right now. I mean, they do, but...
Led by as many as 14 in the first half. Duke has not led since it was 3-2 early in this game, and a foul very far away from the basket, the 4th. What you just did there was so impressive.
I know. Was it
you
the
took
cookie?
A bite of a cookie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
Amazing.
And you made it through without making one single chewing noise. Here's Hepburn. Off the mark. Crowd really wanted to see that go down, and now Cooper Flagg off to the races. Flagg takes it coast to coast.
That's a big-time play. And again, makes the big-time plays look simple. Great body control, absorb the contact. He just protects the basketball with the left hand and then just finishes at the rim through contact. These simple things are
tremendous women's basketball games coming your way on the app and ACC Network next Sunday, including number 16 North Carolina.
Yeah, I was going to say, tremendous for everybody except for the team that has to play North Carolina. They give up 49 points a game. That's unreal.
Flagg, really tough take on back-to-back trips.
But again, poise, presence of mind. He sees a defender lining up his steps.
Edwards got the whistle and is headed back
in the game. And then you got to be careful how you use them. Do you go offense, defense if you can? Steal a possession here and there.
Hepburn, that is number 2.
Yeah, but you got your 4th. Like, it's not that you got it, it's that you allowed that to happen. I can't roll the dice like that.
Wait, you told your coach what you wanted? Knipple comes in for Flagg and hits one from downtown. It's a 2-point game.
We all do it. Just some do it a little bit more boisterously than others. What a pass.
Great feed.
What a
and
pass.
James tagged with a foul. Adapted to this system. He's playing with a level of freedom that perhaps we haven't seen him play with in his collegiate career.
Well, I think finality has something to do with it, too. It's free. You know this is it. This is a great opportunity and a tremendous place. I mean, God bless this fan base for how they've kind of hung in there over the last few years. Oh, be competitive, right? That's it. Be competitive. Every game, and you'll win a bunch.
Already have one ranked win this season against Indiana. First ranked win for the program since 2021. That was aggressive by Sion James.
I mean, he is a freak of a human being, physically, and everybody who's ever been around that young man will say he's one of the best people you could be around.
tied at 55. Louisville without a field goal over the last 3 minutes and counting. Five on the timer. Hepburn picked by Malik Brown. And now Duke has a chance to take their first lead since early in this game. It's James. 2 shots coming for the Tulane. 13 minutes left in the first half. And the Blue Devils on a 7-0 run, all without Cooper Flagg on the bench with 4 fouls. How does Louisville respond here? Like that. Backdoor thing of beauty to Rain Smith.
It's a great cut, but it's also a tremendous pass. To have your head up, to read the defense, and then have the willingness to take the chance to make that play.
Knipple inside to Brown. Feet were moving a little bit, but he got the bucket to go. Approaching the under 8 in Louisville. Cards down 2 after they trailed by as many as 14 in the first half.
Led by as many as 14.
I beg your pardon. Thank you, partner.
Just saved you
Head
on
on
Twitter.
Swivel. Hepburn coughs it up. Here comes Malik Brown. Watch out! Transition dunk for the Syracuse transfer.
I wonder if you take one here if you're Pat Kelsey.
3 from Rose.
Yeah, I thought he wanted one. He was calling Chucky Hepburn over. And then you have an empty possession. This would be a big possession, a momentum possession for Duke.
Proctor. Oh, tough shot, rims down. Largest lead of the night for the Blue Devils.
Now, if you're not going to take the timeout as they were going to, yeah, he's going to have to take it.
The question, how long do you leave him out?
Yeah.
Well, his teammates have answered that question.
Rest of the game, if this continues.
Largest lead of the game for the Blue Devils at 6. Trailed by as many as 14 in the first half. And Waterman. I don't think I've worn it since. This is the Derby City.
Tell me
though,
it was a
John.
gift.
Come
Yes,
on.
it is. It is.
It was.
Did you have a mint jeweler?
That's from my mother.
Oh, now I feel badly.
And she's probably watching this game. It's a wonderful jacket, Mom. Great to be back in Louisville.
I'm loving enough to be sincere with people, so there's that. And honest.
Cards down 63-57, 6:20 to go in the game. On the wrong end of a 15-2 run after the dunk by Malik Brown.
Yeah, and I think, again, like, you understand it's been tough for Louisville scoring, but you have to credit the Duke defense. I mean, they are remarkable with their contesting of shots and scrambling out. They've really picked things up, also rebounding on the defensive end. They have been locked in defensively in the second half. I think the first half was a bit of a wake-up call, but at the same time, Louisville did shoot 61.5% from 3. And sometimes made shots can be fool's gold.
In this half, only 2 of 9 from distance. Knipple with a dagger from downtown. 18-2, Duke run.
Not a dagger yet, but close. Starting to feel it, right? The difficulty scoring is starting to make you feel as if Duke is taking complete control of this game.
Hepburn off the mark. And a foul on Knipple.
He's going to be involved in everything. Everybody knows who he is and is fully aware of how capable he is. You look at what he did this past summer, playing against Team USA. I mean, he was impressive. And he's just going to keep getting better. And the more they establish the balance around him with guys like this, good action.
Offensive rebound. Brown lost it. And here comes Edwards. Hadley off the bounce. Spins around Gillis. And the Cards aren't done yet. Down 8, under 5 to go. And John Shire wants a timeout. He's pointing to his freshman Cooper Flagg.
But This one's fair enough. I think Cooper Flagg's harder to despise than Christian Laettner was back in the day.
That's a fair point.
I don't really want to have to like validate that point, but I think people get what I'm saying. Like
I do.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Here's Flagg.
There he is.
First time on the floor in 5 minutes. Makes his first shot. Back to a 10-point Duke lead.
And that's just something. I mean, his versatility. I mean, he can play like a guard. He can play down low. I mean, the feel he has for the game kind of rivals that of like Zion Williamson, right? Zion Williamson had a tremendous feel for the. That makes him a really smart investment for whoever acquires him next.
Hepburn, kick out, open three. It has been that type of second half for Louisville that could not miss from distance in the first half. Now just 2 of 11 in the second frame from three-point land.
And that's often a conversation at halftime if you're Duke. You say, guys, like, Water's going to find its level. They're not going to shoot like this for 2 halves in a row. If they do, goodness gracious, so be it.
Kneppel.
Added pressure to be able to live up to expectations individually for a lot of these players, but also as a unit.
Particularly with 6 freshmen, 3 of whom are in the starting lineup. That's something that John Shire knows a lot about. He started as a freshman at Duke back in the day as well.
It helps that those freshmen tend to be better than most.
Yeah. Number 1 recruiting class in the country coming into the year. 5 to shoot. Smith, floater, rims out. And a second opportunity for Edwards. And that is the 15th Louisville turnover, which was what kept Duke in the game in the first half.
Edwards just gets himself sometimes stuck in a bad spot. Tough pass to handle. Lost ball. You want to capitalize on second chance opportunities, if at all possible.
Flagg. Kick out. Kneppel for 3. Here comes Hadley. Much needed.
Simple find from Edwards, right? Just immediate attack, draw defense, kick out, in rhythm 3, which is a high percentage shot.
7-point game, 2 minutes and change. Flagg fouled, probably a smart one by Hadley.
Do they make 61.5% from 3? I don't know. Game would be different, but he's the type of guy that this fan base would love and appreciate. And I really felt for him when he went down. Really enjoyed watching him play. I've been a huge Auburn fan over the last few weeks because they're fun to watch, right? You want to watch the whole game. That Duke-Auburn game, I didn't miss a single commercial.
Hepburn rims out of 3. We'll get back to John's 0 loyalties as a fan in just a second.
We get to do because you see the struggle from all of them. So in a way, we root for everybody.
9-point deficit for Louisville. Edwards trying to make it 7, and he is sent away by Malik Brown.
Yeah, again, smaller lineup. Air quotes. Like, you have a lot there to contest things at the rim between Brown and Cooper Flagg. Yet this is a group that has multiple playmakers and can space the floor. And now you hear the Duke faithful. Which, by the way, there's a lot of.
Yes, there are. Flagg. No, and the putback jam. His 4th double-double of the season with an emphatic dunk.
That was close to being his 5th on an offensive foul. But Smith just didn't hold his ground, and then he gets the putback dunk and kind of silences the crowd a little bit.
Scott, Smith, 3 no, and Flagg the rebound, and that will do it in Louisville. A valiant effort by a depleted Louisville team, but
the greatness plays a big role in that, right? If they weren't any good, would anyone care? No. It's not just that they won games, it's how they did it. Like, for decades under Coach K. I mean, they just have so many different rotations, so many weapons. If they can continue to get better and better, which is scary on defense, the game's going to get easier and easier on offense. Gotta get it up. Gotta get it up. Man, to be coached and how to play the game. And then I think they're going to get more and more good talent.
3 ball not there in the second half for Louisville. It was what propelled them to a 14-point lead in the first half, held to just 3 of 15 in the second frame, and they are going to fall to a very good 9th-ranked Duke Blue Devils team who will win the ACC opener on the road.
Yeah, really good performance for Louisville. You have to just stop and